$50 until tomorrow, and I'll pay you right back.
People drink things.
Just a whole show was made on movie. We're talking about August, Osage County, newest Meryl Streep movie with also Julia Roberts.
This is your host Joaquin Phoenix from I'm Not There.
It's very funny. My eyes are having problems, and I might have
You look really bad.
I might have conjunctivitis or something.
I'm your other host, Moog Hascock, and today we have a special guest. A dog. Anyway, today we're going to be discussing this wonderful movie starring Javier Bardem and Julia Roberts as she discovers herself from Italy to Thailand to India, all over. She finds herself in an ashram wearing a really dowdy dress, but it was worth it to find herself. It's a wonderful tale of Meryl Streep yelling at babies while they cry about incest.
I think there's some cousin fucking in this movie. Spoiler alert.
Incest.
And I want to say to anybody out there who's thinking about having sex with your cousin, even if your cousin had a hysterectomy and can't have a baby, it's still just not cool to do, even in Oklahoma.
Cousin fucking is still cousin fucking no matter where you do it.
And I want to say that I think what the message of the movie was really about was that Meryl Streep's character just shows you that anybody can overcome drug addiction.
I really think the crux of this film, albeit, a lot of drug addiction, I think the crux of this film is really about how good of an actress Meryl Streep is. I think you really can't get through much of this film without being in awe and wondering if you're still alive. Because how is it possible for one actress to be this flawless and amazing? And then you think about your future and wonder if maybe you should just stop doing things altogether, because you'll never be as good as anything as Meryl Streep is at saying words out of her mouth, believably.
She would turn on a dime. She would be happy one...
He's not awake.
I'm taking medicine for my eyes.
No, he watched the film and was inspired by the deep, deep, drug-addled haze that Meryl Streep's character was in at all times. He was inspired by that, and he's dropped about 17 Percocet before we started filming.
Well, I think everybody knows that that's not true, that I used to have a drug problem, and that I've cleaned up my act, and that anybody can, and that's the point of this movie. And that's why it's so good, and that's why we like it. That's why we like Meryl Streep. And Meryl Streep, this is what I also like about you. Turn it on a dime. She'd be laughing and happy one minute, the next minute she'd
throwing
be saying,
catfish!
"Shame on you!" And then she would...
There's a lot of racism in this film. That one character in particular had to just absorb all the horrible negativity of this horrible family. I'm holding a dog. He looks like he's doing Walk Like an Egyptian. Don't touch him. I give this movie 3 thumbs up. My 2 thumbs, and then this dog is going to help me. 3 thumbs up for this movie. There were parts of it where they just took at least 2 minutes at a time of Eat, Pray, Love with Julia Roberts, and they just inserted it into this film flawlessly. There were birds flying and suns and her yelling and her just looking at things, and I think that was the right thing to do. I mean, why waste money filming when you can just take from other films and just cut it without anyone really knowing, except for, a really, really smart person like me.
There are about 6 minutes of the film were directly taken out of Eat, Pray, Love.
About 6 total at various parts if you add them all together.
And I also caught about 4.5 minutes of the movie Adaptation, where Meryl Streep was playing a much different character, and I just didn't think it made sense. And Nicolas Cage was all of a sudden in it.
They also took film from Sophie's Choice, the bits where Meryl Streep was like dying in like a library and she didn't have hair. They took cuts of that and used it too. I mean, I think it's a wonderful usage of it's repurposed film, and I think it's wonderful.
When all is said and done, I think Coen Brothers really hit it out of the park with this one. I'll give it 2 thumbs up, and I'll say
this is a great Woody Allen film. I think it's a family film, but the children will enjoy it. to sleep?
No. See, be careful when I hit my eye.
Well, we'll see you next time. I gave it 3 thumbs up. How many thumbs did you give it?
Just 2.
2. Well, that's not doing it justice. I mean, it's really wonderful. And it's a very interesting choice to... Didn't they release it after they could even get an Oscar? So isn't it like... Oh, no, they didn't. They're still Oscar... okay, then that makes sense.
We'll see you at the beach when we're going to go see a movie.
No, we'll see you at the movies.